Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Justin. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'll talk about GTEC Holdings, ticker symbol GGTTF. It's been a couple weeks since I've talked about this company on my channel, and there's some news that's come out about them, actually two different things. And so I want to talk about those two items and what it means for the company. And I also want to talk about the stock price. We've seen it dip almost 20% over the past week or so. So I want to talk about what my thoughts are, what I think is happening with the stock market, and what I think about this company going forward into the future and what I personally expect from it. So let's just get right into the video. So GTEC Holdings, this is actually one of the largest positions in my portfolio. It's the only penny stock I've ever bought into, ever owned. Who knows if I'll own another penny stock again. But the reason why I bought into this company, I have to be certain about two different things. So the first is I really have to trust the CEO Norton there. He's one of the founders, and he's come out and said that his family has millions of dollars in this company. So he has a lot of vested interest in himself and his family members. So I know putting a lot of money into this company, for me, I feel like it's in good hands. He's thinking about his family. He doesn't want to disappoint them, and he's been in the industry for a long time. And his co-founder has as well too. So I think as far as management goes, there really can't be anyone better than him trying to lead this company right now. So that's first. The second thing that's really important to me is the moat. So I need to know that there's a competitive advantage with this company. And that goes with any company I buy into, but especially with a size company like this. And again, I think they're around $125 million market cap right now, so they're really tiny. And so I want to know that they have an advantage over the competitors, and their profit margins are spectacular. So as far as British Columbia goes, they actually have the highest priced cannabis per kilogram in British Columbia. And because of that, their profit margins are really, really high. Not only that, but they will become profitable within 3 years, which is just phenomenal. All right, so let's talk about the big news about this company the last couple of weeks. So 2 weeks ago, they came out and they announced they did a deal with a company in Israel, and they're actually going to produce and then ship about 500 kilograms to 1,000 kilograms per year. And keep in mind that the facility that this is coming out of is supposed to produce about 1,600 kilograms per year. So you're talking about, probably half of that facility is going to be consumed just making product for the company in Israel. And keep in mind that this company already has like 2 facilities that they're already up and running. They have a couple more that are in construction right now. So 500 to 1,000 kilograms is a pretty big deal. So keep in mind in 2020, they they sold about 2,600 kilograms in 2020. So from that, they got about $8.8 million of revenue. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be around 3 million-ish roughly that they could make off Israel just in general. Not only that, but since they're already looking to go internationally already, that's a good sign that they could be getting into other markets, including the US, into the future, and just grow their revenue base. And they're already really, really small. They had, I think it was like a 260% increase in revenues from 2019 to 2020. So when you're talking like, triple digit growth, and then also you're looking at going internationally on top of that, this is some pretty big news for the company going forward. All right, so let's talk about the second news that came out about GTEC. And so they announced today on March 30th that they did an equity sale worth about $23 million. So we already knew about the equity sale going back a couple weeks, but it first started out as around 15 million, and then it got upsized to about 20 million, and now it got finalized at $23 million. So keep in mind, it started out as like 18 million shares, and now it's ended up being about 28 million shares at 80 cents per share. So it's one of those things where, yeah, as a shareholder, it kind of sucks being further diluted. But at the same time, right now the stock is trading under 60 cents per share, and so doing an equity sale at 80 cents per share, so it's actually more than what the stock is right now. That is a good sign. Not only that, but this is a really small company. So to think that they weren't going to do another equity sale at this time, that'd be hard to do, just because they're in infant stages, and they have 2 facilities that they're building right now. They did become profitable in 2020, which is great. But in order to generate some more cash on their books and be able to put into facilities and grow their business, they need to do an equity sale. So I don't think they're done with doing equity. Wouldn't surprise me for them doing more in the future, especially if their stock price continues to rise. I think we'll see some more in the future, which would be smart on the company to do. So let's get right into then, my thoughts about the stock. And it's dropped, I think, around 16, 17% here in the last 5 trading days alone, right? And so, my cost basis is in the low 60s, so I'm underwater as it is right now. And I actually had some people reach out to me and say, hey, are you nervous? Are you selling? What's going on? So when I bought into this company, I was planning to hold for 10 plus years. There's no question in my mind that I'd be holding this company for a very long time. This is not a short-term play for me. So I'm looking at this company and saying, I see some big things from it, the profit margins that they have, and because they produce and they sell very high quality plants, that it's going to create more revenue, more profit for them going down the road. And I think they're going to have a higher clientele in general. And we've seen their balance sheet. I mean, they have a hard time keeping inventory. You look at other companies that are in the same industry, and I'll say they're in the flower industry, if you know what I'm saying, but they have they're loaded with inventory. Their profit margins aren't very good. And I do think over the next 5 to 10 years, that I do think we're going to see that this type of industry is going to get federally legalized in the United States. I really do. I mean, there's a lot of states already that have legalized it. Now we'll find out at some point if that gets pushed on the federal level. Now with the Biden administration that's here, that could easily happen. Obviously, he has a lot of stuff going on his plate right now that he's worried about with the economy, but it could happen. So, especially if he gets a second term, I could really see this happening for sure. So, for me, dropping 16%, 17%, in the last 5 days, no big deal. Wouldn't surprise me if it dropped even further. Keep in mind that this stock has gone from, I think it was 8 cents at the beginning of the year, went up to almost 80 cents, a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago or so. So, I mean, we've seen like a 600% run up on this company already. So, it's not surprising that it's falling. And since it's so small, it's not going to take very much to push this company up. The big thing for them is they just need to keep executing. We just need to see on a quarterly basis that they're improving their business, improving revenue year over year, increasing their profit margins. That's what we want to see. So long story short, guys, I'm holding my shares. I have about 33,000 shares. I'm holding them. I'm not doing any with them. And I think this is going to be a really good, lucrative play for me going out in the future. But this is a very, very long-term hold for me. Not only that, guys, but I mean, obviously the market has been hurt over the last week or so anyway. I mean, you look at the Russell Index, I mean, it has been crushed. Today was a good day for the Russell Index, but in general, over the last week and a half, I mean, it has been terrible. And so GTEC Holdings is in that kind of Russell Index. It's a very, very small, volatile company. So it's getting pulled down like a lot of other companies are as well. Not only that, but I do think with this equity sale that's going on, I think it's kind of scaring people. I do think some people are taking profits as well too. And keep in mind, this has been kind of, I won't say like pumped, but there's been a lot of people on YouTube over the last couple of weeks talking about this stock. So a lot of times people get into these type of stocks and they put stop losses on it. So when it drops, it can drop really, really fast. But for me, I just know what this company is worth in the future, and I'm going to hang on to it. So long story short, guys, I'm planning to hold this stock for a long period of time. I have 33,000 shares. They're not going anywhere. I'm just going to, keep updating you guys on this company. When they come up with information, I'll provide it to you. I'm very, very vested in this company. So I'm very interested on what's going to happen with them. So thank you guys so much. What do you think about GTEC Holdings? Does it scare you what's happening in the market with the stock over the last week or so? What are your guys' thoughts? I'd love to hear from you. So I'll catch you guys on the other side. Take care and God bless.